This was not just an attack on our building. This is an attack on our values, our free speech, and the right of every New Mexican that wants to participate in the democratic process without fear.
Right now, federal investigators are here in Albuquerque after a fire damaged the New Mexico Republican Party headquarters early Sunday morning.
And there's no official cause yet, but yesterday, the New Mexico GOP chairwoman says she was told it was a Molotov cocktail. Now, Tamara Lopez attended a news conference just about an hour ago. And Tamara, you're standing in front of the damage. We can still see it. So what are we learning about the investigation, and what are New Mexico Republicans saying now?
Well, Tessa, like you mentioned, you can see things are still boarded up here. The charred doors are left behind. Crime scene tape still up, and there is actually IPS security on the premise now as well. That was added just today. And top Republicans are still calling this a deliberate act of political violence. So here's what the damage looked like Sunday before the doors got boarded up. And at today's news conference, Senate Republican leaders once again condemned any political violence. NMGOP Chairwoman Amy Barella even talked about the group condemning the January 6th insurrection as well as other acts of violence around the country. State lawmakers, including Senator Bill Scher and Representative Gail Armstrong, were here this evening and spoke as well. Barella called the legislative session a missed opportunity to address what she calls the rampant, unchecked crime in the state. Senator Scher says he also does support a special session.
Just 1 week ago, the Republicans in the House and Senate publicly urged the governor to call for a special session to address our ongoing crime crisis, as the legislature accomplished little or nothing during the regular session. The violence that has brought us here today is yet another example of New Mexico's ongoing crime crisis.
So on Sunday, state GOP leaders pointed to town halls hosted by Democratic Congresswoman Teresa Leger Fernandez. They said she stoked violence and called her statements of, quote, agitating, a reason for what they call the political violence. Now, on Sunday, the Congresswoman denounced any kind of political violence, and she went on to defend her town halls when I spoke to her this afternoon.
It's ludicrous to have Republicans who themselves have participated in violent protests to accuse me of inciting violence. Now, we need to remember, at my town hall, we actually passed the sign of peace. We actually talked about using political participation as love in action.
So in that statement there, she's talking about State Representative John Block of Otero County. Leger Fernandez says the finger pointing is hypocritical from him because he was at the U.S. Capitol during the insurrection. And at the time, she says that state Republicans did not condemn the acts of violence that happened on that day. Now, she also says that her town halls were not violent. Now, they did not give an update on the investigation, so it's still unclear officially what caused the fire. However, Chairwoman Barella said that there is extensive smoke damage to the entryway and much of the building as well. And that's all we know so far on this investigation, but we'll continue to update you as more information becomes available. Back to you.
All right, Tamara, thanks for the update there. Within hours of this news, though, Democratic leaders condemned the arson and vandalism. Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham said, I am relieved no one was hurt, and New Mexicans can rest assured state police and the fire marshal's office will assist the Federal Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms as needed during this investigation. Meanwhile, one of our U.S. senators, Martin Heinrich, says there is absolutely no place for political violence in our democracy at any level, and whoever did this must be held accountable. So as we continue to get new information in this case, you can get the latest in our newscasts, of course, and at KOB.com.